Greetings. Hey, it's Susie Q. Today we began to break down Attraction 41 questions. Today is question number 19. These can be found via podcast and video at YouTube channel Holistic Healing Community by Susie Juravich. Do subscribe to follow this complimentary offering of how to tune into attracting your desired goal, intent, or juicy, groovy new vibe. Question number 19 is, do you believe that this act of energetic intent can respond with more juicy goodness? Goodness. I wrote these questions a few weeks ago, and when I pull up the next one, I'm just like, yeah, that's a Susie Q question. I'm going to read it again. Question number 19. Do you believe that this act of energetic intent can respond with more juicy goodness? Oh, gosh. I get so much, chatter about the word juicy. And, I just kind of feel like I need to explain it just for a little bit here. Juicy for me has a lot to do with being in the flow. And so it means that, I'm drenched in it. I'm saturated in it. Yesterday's podcast was about being marinated in the energy. And so juicy just almost feels like, it almost feels like water because, water takes on any form it goes into. If you've got water coming out of a hose in the backyard and you put it in a pitcher, then it turns into the pitcher. Or you put it in, you put the water into a glass, it becomes a glass. You drink the water, it becomes, part of your beingness when you drink it. So, juicy for me is that. It's just that element of fluidity. And it also is the element of becoming one with what is. Okay? Now, I've never defined it, but that sounded pretty good. I'm also thinking about Bruce Lee and what he says about water. So I may be snatching some of his information, like be like water. I'm in good company, though. He's a cool guy. So this energetic intent. So, when a person comes up, this is all about attraction and about creating more abundance in your life. And whether you're looking at being more healthy, feeling better in your body, or looking at your relationship and knowing it's possible it could be better, or in some cases, I need a relationship. Everybody raise your hand if you need a relationship. Hand is up. Looking at the bus. I'm like a school bus driver over here. Okay, everybody on the bus is waving, me, pick me. And then the third thing that people are looking for, as far as attracting, is attracting more abundance. And what that could look like is, purchasing a new house, maybe getting a new house. A lot of times we go into material things. It could be having a business and then, really digging deep and cultivating new ideas for, capturing new clients. Maybe you've always wanted to write that book and, you set an intention that that book is going to come in, and that could be under the umbrella of, more abundance in your life. So there's all kinds of things that fall in there, not necessarily just material items. Abundance could be, having an event that's really special. Maybe you've got parents who are having their 50th anniversary, and maybe abundance looks like, cultivating and creating the best possible outcome for that party, So it's really looking at things in a different way. So that's really what we're doing here. But this energetic intent is interesting because as we go into effective action, and the effective action is asking more questions. I'm all about asking questions and, really, conceiving that idea, that idea is kind of conceived in a moment, and then what happens, things start materializing, and maybe you put things to paper, or you begin going into effective action, meaning you have maybe different points of interest that are the steps to getting what you're seeking to achieve in your life. Maybe if it's a relationship, possibly, clearing away some debris, which could be even like, clearing away some of the cobwebs of a past relationship, maybe putting some things to a side, perhaps changing some of your way of being in the body, to bring in this relationship, just getting a little bit more healthy that goes back into the health and wellness. So really healthy, vibrant, and zesty body is extremely appealing for so many people. It shows vibrancy. Anyway, so that's what we're looking at here. So the energetic intent, it says, do you believe that this act of energetic intent can respond with more juicy goodness? Absolutely, yes. I think we're going to all raise our hand and say yes. When we not only believe but are fully activated in the act of energetic intent, begin raising your hand now, then it can respond with more juicy goodness. And what we're talking about, that juicy goodness, is this abundance. So it comes in, it's plentiful. The cup is over full, it's overflowing. There's so much goodness that comes in. That juicy part is that water. It's overflowing and overflowing, not drowning out anybody, but just reminding us that when you put out an energetic intent, that it's going to come in and stream after stream, or wave after wave after wave of beautiful energy. Whew. Man, raise your hand if that feels good and say, I am feeling good. I am feeling good. And what's interesting about the energetic intent is each one of these podcasts are kind of building off of the next. Funny how that worked out. Anyway, so when we're looking at the energetic intent, it's really noticing what's arriving into your field that is in support of the intent that you're seeking to attract, okay? And I really want to talk about the body primarily on this podcast, is that when you really tune in with your body, okay? And the body is our greatest messenger system. It's our greatest antenna for picking up vibe and picking up anything in our field, whether it's something that's, shiny and wonderful, or something that's kind of a little bit more womp, 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 So we get messages from the body, from our internal guidance system within our body, of what is in alignment with our energetic intent and what is feeling. Because the moment you know something is not happening, that's going exactly the way that you're desiring it to be, you're going to feel it somewhere in the body. So the moment that you feel something that is out of alignment, it's that moment to really stop and notice what it is, okay? And then be aware of that. And if it's something that you were getting ready to do, or a phone call you were getting ready to make, and you felt out of alignment, take a moment and ask yourself, what is this about? What am I supposed to know? Is this the right time? What would I even say if I made that call, or did the email, or initiated some activity? Ask more questions. When you're feeling a little bit out of alignment, again, it shows up in the body. For this Susie Q, it shows up in my neck. I get a pain in my neck. I'm clear today. Yesterday I was not clear, and I had assistance to get clear. So thank you, Linda Starr. Anywho, so really noticing the body and paying attention. So when you get a sudden jolt of something in the body, that all of a sudden a pain, or some sort of an ache, or stomach ache, or headache, that's when you stop right there. There's something that is not in flow. Yesterday we talked about breakdowns. This is when the flow is interrupted. Okay? And it feels like a breakdown, or sadness, or tears, or, all those different feelings, depression. All it is it means that you are out of alignment, your flow is interrupted, and what we'd like for you to know, that in that place, or that space of out of alignment, is we would like for you to begin to be in the awareness of being in a neutral stance, even in the episode or experience of breakdown, depression, or a flow that's been interrupted. Neutral stance. No judgment. Just is. It just is. It just is. I'm going to say it again. Breakdowns happen, and sometimes it just is. Okay? So what you can do from that point is begin to just notice, and then fall back into that flow of the ideals that you're creating with your energetic intent. Go back into effective action. They're back into awareness of the things that are working for you now, and they are juicy goodness. So, I'm going to read the question again. Do you believe that this act of energetic intent can respond with more juicy goodness? Most absolutely. And the biggest thing, again, is tuning in with the body, feeling the good vibe, feeling the vibrancy in the body, feeling whatever is showing up in the body. A headache, or like we talked about, or something that's kind of a pain or an ache or a muscle strain or a tummy ache or, something like that. Notice that. Begin to ask questions. What am I supposed to know? Was it something I ate? Did I do something I shouldn't have done? Is there something I could do better? And then you might say, how might I approach this? What is the best way for me to move through this feeling? What do I need to do now? So just ask questions. Now, you're asking yourself, okay? But listen, when you ask the questions, listen for the answers that come in. The out of alignment, it's not something that happened externally. It may feel like an external factor that came in, but something did come in, okay? And let's just say it didn't even touch you, but you feel it in your body. This is when we know that we're out of, that the flow has been interrupted, because we want that flow going. We want that juicy goodness flowing. All right. So as we're moving through these podcasts, we're kind of going into some some spots where people get a little bit tripped up. And so I think with each one of these podcasts, we'll be giving a couple more practices. So on this one in particular, as you're going into this active energetic intent, now this is just a stream of energy, okay? And you're creating it, baby. You are creating this. And we want you to continue to create that beautiful stream of energy, all supporting your better health, a better relationship, a better job, more money in the bank, improved relationships. Maybe you'd like to do something with your body, maybe do a little bit of swimming. You want to try something new. So just really, tuning in with the body and really loving yourself, loving your body as you're going through this beautiful experience of attracting what you specifically are desiring to attract in your life right now, and really tune into the body. I keep saying this. I'm such like a, that sounds like a broken record. Your body is your highest and best message system. Pay attention and love yourself. Whew. I don't know if I answered that question, but there you got it. That's what came in today. Just know that I'm holding a beautiful space for you in all that you're creating in the best and highest and best way for you to believe that your active energetic intent can and will create more juicy goodness and more blessings in your life. And we see this. We see this. Everybody raise your hand here. I'm like the bus driver. All hands are raised, and there's balloons and there's confetti just for you, because we know you've got this. Have a most beautiful day, and may you be blessed.